Call from Sophie.
Sophie!
Hello! You answered.
I did. Is that surprising to you?
Oh, this is amazing. You've made my night.
Sophie, listen, I have a question for you. Am I on speakerphone right now?
You're on speakerphone?
Am I? So I'm asking you if I am on speakerphone right now.
No.
How old are you, Sophie?
I'm 21.
You're 21. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 21. What's up, Sophie? How's your what do you do all day? What were you doing before you called in? What did you do this morning?
Well, I just took a big fat elephant shit, so now I'm feeling like a skinny legend.
You took a big fat elephant shit.
Oh yeah, felt great. So like, so now poop flavored chocolate. Sorry. Okay, focused. This is so exciting. Anyways, today I worked. It was not fun. It just happened. But like, a bitch needs money, right? Other than that, I did nothing. I honestly.
You went to work because quote, a bitch needs money. What do you need money for?
Life, tuition.
Tuition. What are you in school to do?
I'm in school to be a teacher, so I really hope none of my students are watching this.
Why do you hope none of your students are watching this? What does that mean? Do you feel as though you're portraying yourself in a way in which you would not want your students to see?
No, I just don't want them to know I swear.
Why don't you want them to know that you swear? Well, you know what? You have a beautiful opportunity here because, look, your kids, they're going to be exposed to swearing at some point. So they might as well do it through you, a person that hopefully they will like and trust.
I mean, you got a point, but like, I feel like there's some laws against that from happening and policies that I could be severely butt fucked by.
There is no law. All right. Morals aside, whether you should or shouldn't do something aside, strictly legally speaking, I don't think there are any laws that say you cannot look a child in the face and call them a cunt.
Well, I mean, if you're in Australia, that's just kind of like the norm. But I'm from Canada, so we're a little bit more polite here. We usually call.
No, I'm not talking about I'm not talking about societal, social norms. I'm legally speaking. You can call a child a cunt and nothing, and you won't go to jail.
Yeah, like on the street, I could. They don't know me, but if I'm in front of a class,
no, even if they know you, I think it's. I don't think there's any laws against it. I don't know if I mean I don't even know if I don't think. I don't know if it's in the student handbook where you work or anything, or the teacher's manual, but there's no. I'm just saying it's not illegal. You will face no legal repercussions if you do it.
I mean, you're kind of convincing me now.
And you'll give them a fun story. I wish I had a story about when I was in 4th grade, my teacher called me a cunt. That's like if my teacher called me a cunt and now I got to tell people that happened to me once. That's like you kind of like my teacher gave me a gift there a little bit. I have a fun story now.
In grade 3, my teacher called me a disappointment. So
that's not as funny as a cunt, but it's actually kind of sad. Do you feel like that affected you throughout your life? Do you feel like does that affect you up until this day?
Well, considering the fact that I'm still severely depressed, probably, but like, I feel like I was depressed before that, so maybe it just made me have thicker skin.
Right. So I don't think it has affected you because how much of your current depression is linked, do you think, to that event?
Probably like -2%, because at the end of the day, I still don't give a fuck.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that you don't give a fuck. What's your name again?
My name's Sophie.
Sophie, it was a pleasure speaking with you.
I love you. Have a good night.
I love you too. I believe that one day our souls will be bonded together forever in the kingdom of heaven, and I cannot wait until then. Good night, Sophie.
I don't believe in Jesus. I'll meet you in.
You don't have to, because he will reveal himself to you one point or another, whether you like it or not.
Therapy Gecko's on the line, taking your phone calls every night. Therapy Gecko's doing it right. He's teaching you how to live your life, but he's not really an expert.
Call from
Nick.
Nick,
Yes.
how are
Hello.
you? That's a stupid question. I hate
okay.
that question. I hate that question.
Yeah.
It's such a waste of time. This is a dumb question.
You know,
How are you?
I decided a few years ago that I would always answer that question honestly.
Interesting. How has that decision gone for you? How has that affected your life?
Well, it taught me vulnerability with people, and essentially it got me sober.
I like that. I'm a big fan of vulnerability with people. I think that we only have so much time on this earth. We should be true to our feelings.
Yeah, you have to connect with people, and if you're not vulnerable and open, you lack connection, and that's when my mind goes dark.
I love that.
When I feel alone.
I love that.
But hey, I need some advice. I have a meeting in 20 minutes with a professor of a math class I'm taking. And we just finished a semester-long group project in which one of the participants, there were 3 of us, one of them didn't do anything.
Okay.
And then messaged us asking if he could use this project. It's a very intense project. We wrote an algorithm that is spectacular. It's a great project. Look, it would look great on a resume. And he didn't do anything, and he asked if he could put it on the resume. And we don't know how to tell him no without taking all of his points off of the project. He's a nice enough kid, you know, and that's how projects go. One person doesn't do anything, no matter what.
Taking all of his points off the project. When you say taking all of his points off the project, if all of his points get taken off the project, is this like a collective thing? So if his points get taken off the project, it affects everyone?
No, we would still, the 2 of us that did all the work would still get a fine grade.
All right, look, here's my actual advice on this, I think.
Let's hear it.
If I were in your position, and I've been in similar-ish positions, I would just be like, all he wants to do is put on a resume, like, for jobs.
Yes.
Let him do it. The universe will play out. I'd say let him do it. Look, things will play out how they're going to play out no matter what. He'll get fucked eventually. Or maybe he won't get fucked, and he'll be able to bullshit his way through life forever. But that doesn't affect you. Okay, you don't lose anything. You did the project. You're the guy who knew how to do the thing, and you will forever be the guy who knew how to do the thing. No one can take that away from you. You have hard math, like real hard skills to do things. So, like, look, will it take anything away from you for this other guy to put it on his resume? People will disagree with me here, but it's not going to take anything away from you. The universe is going to play out the way it plays out. If it's such a big deal for you, I actually feel like you gain more by just taking the path of least resistance and just fucking letting him do it whatever he wants to do.
Right. Yeah.
Because it doesn't affect you. This really doesn't affect you. The most this is affecting you is right now as you're, like, dealing with the stress of making the decision. So just make the decision. And then this will never affect you ever again.
All right. Yeah, you know, I'm real 50-50 on it, and I think you might be right. Because honestly, he's a nice enough kid. He had other things going on, but so does everybody. It just feels unfair. And maybe I'm just being too self-absorbed about it being unfair to me to really recognize that, you know, there's bigger problems out there.
Look, I might be wrong. I'm sure people disagree with me. But if I'm talking about, like, what I would do if I'm in your situation just for my own sake of taking the path of least resistance, which I like to take, I'd just be like, fuck it. You know? I mean, you have your skills. You did the project. It's your work. You know that. Right. And you can, no one can take these skills away from you ever again. And you can use these in a job, and you can use these in your own entrepreneurial pursuits. You know, your life's going to be great no matter what.
Well, thank you very much. I think that that's some good advice. That clears some things up for me.
Of course. What'd you say your name was?
I'm Nick.
Nick. I like that vulnerability thing, Nick. Nick, I don't know if you... Nick, do you know who Mark Manson is?
Mark Manson? No, I don't.
Okay, he's written a couple books about that I think are really good. You check him out. I think you would like them.
Mark Manson. I'll write that down.
Hell yeah. You have a good rest of the night, Nick. Thank you.
You too. Thanks so much.
Call from
Andrew.
Andrew, baby.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. Yeah.
I think hey yeah is yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I really don't know what I'm supposed to say right now. My bad.
No, you know what? There is no like thing that you're supposed to say.
Yeah. All right. I could use your insight.
I'll do the best that I can. There's been undeniably, I don't know if you've been watching the stream, but undeniably there have been times where people tonight have asked me for insight, and I didn't know what to say. But I think I've tried at least my best for each time. So I will give you my best attempt at providing insight.
All right. So I grew up in a really conservative family, and I don't really want to live with my girlfriend before we get married. I think that there are bounds, and she said that she will not marry me until we live together.
When you here's what I think off the bat is when you say I grew up in a conservative household. Where you grew up, in my opinion, doesn't matter. You now, as an individual, having grown up, having access to think and believe and value whatever it is you want to think and believe and value. Do you believe that, for whatever, do you not believe in living with someone before you marry them? Regardless of how you were raised to believe this. If you do, that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that being something you value. I'm just saying I would hope it's something that you value because you value it, not because your parents told you to value it.
It is because something I value.
Okay, that's what I was getting at.
And so, I don't know, I'm just kind of struggling with this. And then also, I'm pretty sure that if I do move in with her, that means that, I have scholarships for college, and then I'm a reservist E3 in the Air Force. And so I have that bringing in money, but I'm just, and I work also in conjunction to, pay off college, but, I'm, a couple grand short. Mm-hmm. And, I'm pretty sure if I move in with my girlfriend, parents will probably cut me off on that little extra help that I need. And so, I'm trying not to go into debt and do all this, that, and the other while, just to satisfy her.
That's tough, man. I mean, well, how important is your relationship with your girlfriend? This is an honest question. How long you guys been together?
Been together pushing on a year now at this point.
Okay.
For me, most of my relationships wouldn't get past a month because when I was in high school, I accidentally knocked up a girl and then we lost the kid, and I couldn't handle being serious with anyone.
I'm sorry to hear that. That must have been a very intense experience.
Yeah, it was a lot for a 16-year-old.
Look, my own person. How old are you now? 18?
Do what?
How old are you now? 18?
Yeah, I'm almost 19.
I'm gonna be honest. My personal belief. First of all, 19. Only been seeing each other a year. I think. Your values aside, I personally think that's a little young and a little early. A little young of you and a little young in your relationship to be moving in together.
Yeah, and we've been fighting over it so much. It's having me consider I don't know. She's backing me into a wall on this one, and whether I should just not give into that ultimatum and to be like, all right, well, we aren't meant to be together then.
Look, if that's the decision you come to, I don't think that's a terrible thing. I mean, sometimes you have to evaluate if your values match the values of the person that you're trying to, be in a relationship with, and if they don't, I don't think it's necessarily tragic. It's just is what it is.
Yeah.
And also, ultimatums never really sit right with me because they're a little bit controlling, and I don't feel like your partner should be trying to control you.
They're manipulative.
Yeah, they're a little manipulative. I mean, if your partner's trying to give you an ultimatum, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, and I've voiced that to her already, and I'm just like, man, I don't really know what to do here. So I appreciate your insight.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not going to tell you what to do one way or another, but those are my thoughts. I think if people are trying to give you ultimatums and force you in the corners, that doesn't sound like, to me, the signs of a healthy relationship.
All right. Well, thank you.
Of course, man. You have a good rest of the night.
Hey, you have a blessed day.
Thank you. I will.
Call from
Bobby.
Bobby!
What up, Therapy Gecko?
How you tell me everything? Tell me nothing. Who are you?
Well, my name is Bobby. I mean,
That's
I feel
perfect.
like
that's all we need.
Yeah, I mean, what else is there, really? I mean, there's the name and there's outer space, but I don't know, man. I just thought it'd be nice to call somebody and talk, and I saw you was doing a thing online.
Do you talk to a lot of people in your day-to-day life?
I do. I'm a cook and a bartender at a golf course resort grow room, and I'm driving a hearse for a funeral home. So I talk to a lot of people. Yes, sir.
That must be actually a very stressful gig.
I'd say less stressful and more thought-provoking. It makes you think a lot. It keeps you kind of, grounded in a certain way. But
it is good to be consistently reminded of death because I feel like it gives you more value to life.
Yeah, man, it's just like you don't remember any of the families that you meet. You don't remember any of the people that you drive. But, for some of those people, you're a big part in their lives. I mean, talking to them and helping them through that time. So, yeah, it's all about perspective.
As anything, I mean, that's a lot of stress, too, because, you got some precious cargo in the back. That is a stressful thing to fuck up.
It ain't no time to be texting, driving and stuff like that. You got to be aware. It's just the whole thing is about awareness. Knowing what you're doing.
Damn. Do you text and drive in your off time? Do you text and drive as when you're a civilian?
When I'm in my civilian life, I might pull out my phone at a stoplight, and a text might linger into me driving, once that light turns green. But I generally try and stay off the phone while I'm on the road,
I think that's good.
Don't want to end up in the casket as...
No. Have you ever thought about, what if you were dead, what would you want your hearse driver to be like as a person?
I think I'd want to carry a conversation. I think I'd want somebody that's not afraid to talk to me and talk to themselves. I like to have a little moment with the person while I'm driving them, let them know that everything's going to be okay here while they're doing what they're going to be doing for the rest of eternity.
Interesting. So you talk to the corpses?
Oh yeah, 100%. Because it ain't all.
How do these conversations go?
I mean,
I'm one-sided, I assume.
It can get a little boring, but it's just about trying to make it's about the connection. Like I said, it ain't just the hearse driving either. I mean, it's kind of getting the bodies ready, getting them filled with the formaldehyde fluid to go into the casket and get prepped for the family to see. So you get a lot of alone time with the people.
Are there any, let me ask you something. Maybe this is kind of dark, but do you ever have a conversation with a corpse and then at the end you're like, damn, I wish you weren't dead so we could hang out more? Talking to you.
Honestly, like, and not to be like, I don't know, negative. A lot of times it's kind of like the people just based on looking at them and, you know, just making a surface level judgment. It's almost like, you know, I'm kind of glad you're dead for me to be talking to you, because I don't know if I'd be having as interesting or even want to have a conversation with you if you were alive. So it's, you know, I think it's, and I can talk about whatever I want. I ain't got, you know, I can talk about baseball if I want to talk about baseball. It ain't got to be, you know, always on some deep stuff.
Yeah, I could. So you're telling me? So you've looked at someone, you've looked at these people, and you've thought, "Gee, the most interesting thing about you is that you're dead."
Yeah, you can kind of tell if somebody's lived a spectacular life, or, you know, kind of spent time under the radar. And
is there any? Now, bear with, real quick. What do you look for visually? Are there any visual signals up from a corpse that indicate that it had a boring life?
Well, you can kind of see. I mean, I don't know if you'd call when you look at somebody's face. I mean, you can tell. I mean, sometimes they die when they're 60 and they look like they're 85. I live in West Virginia, in kind of a farm town, and so, you know, you deal with a lot of people that are, you know, look a lot older than they might be. You can tell a lot of people just kind of spent their life, you know, with their heads down in their work and not doing much else, which, you know, is sad, or however you want to. It might be good for them. You don't know, but you can really tell, you know, how hard a person worked, or really what they did, just by looking at how they look.
What would you say your name was?
Bobby.
Bobby, look, before we go, I want to know, you know, what are your plans for the future? How do you plan to make the most of this life?
Well, I'm a musician. So in my spare time, you know, I'm writing music. I do streams on Reddit occasionally that tend to go pretty well. I've got, you know, some production credits in the works right now with some pretty cool people, and I'm just, you know, trying to grind away on my instruments, doing what I do.
Well, good luck, Bobby. I hope you never die.
You know, it happens to all of us. So I just hope my hearse driver's pretty cool.
You have a good night, Bobby.
Peace out.
But not me. Ha! It happens to all of us, he says, not knowing who he's talking to. An immortal lizard. Wait. Shit. I actually think not dying would be worse. I think living forever is way... In all seriousness, living forever has got to be way worse than dying. Because think about it. Everyone ever has died. It's a blue chip, proven way to die. I feel like immortality is highly uncharted territory, and I don't want to chart that territory alone. If I were in a group of like 100 other people who were also mortal and maybe could form a cool community there, that would be fun. But if I was just the only person that was immortal, that'd be really lonely.
Call from
Emily Denemy.
to accept.
Emily?
Call from Emily Denemy.
Emily.
To accept.
Emily!
Hi.
How are you, Emily?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
You know, I'm trying. Emily, what do you do? Have we ever spoken before?
We haven't. This is my first
Interesting.
time.
This is your first
Yeah.
time. Have you ever? How often do you have conversations with other people? Are you new? Are you when you say it's your first time? Do you mean it's your first time talking to me, or it's like this is a fresh experience to you? Just the idea that two people can communicate with each other over the phone, even though they're not in the same room. Because it is very exciting technology. Even though, I mean, it's pretty old, but it's still exciting.
I mean, a little bit of both, because it's actually funny because I'm watching you right now. So it's like a weird, like I can hear myself kind of thing.
Super
you know?
weird. I agree with that. Oh, you can hear yourself? Oh, that's your first problem. You got to stop watching me. You got to take. What do you got? Am I on the phone, the laptop, the computer? Take them all. Throw them away. You're not going to need them. where
on
you're
my
going.
TV, actually.
You're on the what?
You're right on the TV. Right on the TV.
Oh my God! Leave the TV room, dude. Go into the
Oh,
basement.
no
Go
worries.
into the
I'm
attic.
in the kitchen now.
The kitchen. Do you have a nice kitchen? Do you have granite?
I don't know, actually. I actually just rent, so I don't know what they put in, but it is very nice.
You don't know? What do you mean you don't? How do you not know what if you have granite?
Well, it looks like a stone of some sort. But I don't know what granite looks like, to be honest with you.
Neither do I. What can you do, Emily?
Well, I don't really know. I mean, I guess today I started making a rug. So I guess I can
You
do
started
that.
making a rug. How does one make a rug? What is the process?
Well, have you ever seen people with those, like, guns that shoot out the yarn that goes into a rug?
I've never seen someone shoot a yarn gun.
Okay, well, I don't have one of those, but I have, like, a hand-held form, so I just, like, do this thing called punch needling, and then it just goes right in, and then it just stays there, and it's stuck. So you just put the yarn into the, like, fabric, and then, yeah.
This yarn gun, can this be used as some sort of a weapon, theoretically? Can it inflict pain or harm? I
don't think it would, because it's not like it's shooting anything really, except for the yarn. So I don't think you can get hurt from it.
Here's where I'm curious: is what made you decide to make a rug when you could just buy one?
I kind of just decided I wanted it to be like a specific way, and I wanted to make it like a custom thing. And also, I think rugs are really expensive, and I'm very broke.
The amount of time that you would spend making a rug would definitely be. I would trade the amount of money to have the time of not doing that. But that's my own personal decision. This is your own personal decision, and I respect it. Are you making a cool design? What color is the rug?
Oh, well, it's pink and purple and white, and it's going to be kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, kind of like wavy. It's just abstract.
I like it. Listen, before we go, I mean, this rug, do you feel as though this design is some sort of, I mean, is there a sense of self-expression in here? Do you feel as though this design is, there's something you're trying to say with it? Could it be interpreted, a message from it, perhaps? The colors and the scheme of things? Is it a metaphor for anything?
I don't think it's a metaphor, but I think it's kind of like a certain aesthetic, maybe, that I'm going for. So there's that.
And just give us real quick one or two words to describe that aesthetic.
If I had to describe it, it would be like cute Animal Crossing character.
Oh. Well, listen, be careful about Nintendo, because they're very strict on their copyright. They told, because I actually, my character is based off of a gecko from Animal Crossing, and they keep sending me letters, and I keep pretending like I'm not getting them. So if that happens to you, just pretend that you're not getting them, because that's what I do, and they leave me alone. But listen, Emily, I'll talk to you soon. I appreciate you, and I hope that your rug goes well. I hope you're able to sell it for $1 million.
Oh, thank you. That's so kind. Oh, and my boyfriend Nick says hi. He loves watching your videos.
Tell your boyfriend Nick that he seems like a really cool guy.
Oh, I will let him know.
Have a good night, Emily.
Thank you. You too.
Call from
Alana.
Alana?
Hello?
What's up, Alana?
Holy shit.
What?
I don't know. I've been trying to get on for like a couple months.
Trying to get on what, dude?
Therapy Gecko?
Look, Alana.
Yes.
You dialed a number into your phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And someone picked up the phone, right?
Yes. Is this Lyle?
This is someone. What's up, Alana? How are you? Tell me everything. Tell me nothing.
I'm pretty good. How are you doing?
What did you do this morning?
This morning I took my dad's girlfriend's dog on a walk. Tried to get it to, like, pull me on a longboard, so that was a fun time to learn.
You tried to get it to pull you on a longboard?
Yeah, with the leash. You kind of, like, have the dog out in front of you to the side, and then just kind of let it go.
Alana, that sounds really dangerous. I feel like you're giving the dog a lot of control in that situation over, your direction and your speed.
Well, I've learned you kind of keep him on a short leash. It works a lot better. I don't know. I'm learning on, like, a big open parking lot right now, and then we'll probably, like, work our way up to smaller, kind of narrower sidewalks.
What I'm the most afraid, how big is the dog? Is it a tiny dog or a big dog?
No, it's a big dog. It's a husky.
Oh, a husky. All right, because here's what I'd be afraid of is, let's say the dog stops suddenly, but you still have your wheels or whatever, you got the momentum, and you trip and fall onto the dog and you crush it.
Oh, that's why you gotta keep it, like, out to the side. We're going slow. Like, it's not like a just go and then it just starts booking it. I don't know.
I know you're trying to go viral on TikTok, and I hope it happens. Well, I have a question for you, Alana.
Yes. What is up?
What the hell is wrong with you?
Well, currently I'm trying to kind of, I don't know how I would, like, word it. It's not like cock block maybe, but my friend group, two people in the friend group have started, like, catching feelings for each other. Mm-hmm. So me and a couple of the other people in the friend group have decided to kind of stop that from happening. It's like that, have you seen Lion King 1.5? That one scene, like, montage where Timon and Pumbaa are like, we can't let this happen. We kind of, like, get in the way. That's kind of us right now.
Yeah, but how does it end? Timon and Pumbaa learn a lesson that was stupid, right?
Well, yeah, but we're still stupid, so it's okay. It's okay.
What is your vested interest in these two people not being together?
Because it's gonna mess with the vibe of the friend group. We've been together for so long. We've gotten, like, really close. And so the girl, I love her. Her name is Ashley. So Ashley, we just kind of incorporated into the group.
Look, what's your name?
Alana.
Alana, how old are you?
18.
Alana, all right.
Yes.
Look, at one point or another, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. At one point or another, all of your friends are going to get into relationships. And they'll still be your friends, but their priorities will be with their partner instead of you. This is going to happen. This happens to everyone. Get used to it. I think that your attempts to foil your friends' happiness and interfere with their life is not a good strategy for you, because that's not a great way to deal with these problems. I'd rather you adapt as opposed to trying to keep your friends single forever.
That's true. That is true. Okay, I can respect that. And it's like, I don't know, we're all seniors. We're going to college soon. So it's more like we're trying to stop something from, like, a summer fling, and then kind of everyone goes off. But yeah, you know what? I can respect that. And
all the energy that you might spend trying to, break up this romance, I feel like you could better spend that energy, planning your own future. I mean, you're going to college, right? You're going away. Why don't you prepare for that?
Yeah. All right. Well, how do you suppose I should do that then?
What are you going to school for?
Commercial aviation.
Commercial aviation? Watch a bunch of YouTube videos about planes.
All right. Huh. I think I can do that.
And then what's going to happen? You're going to go to college, and the first 2 semesters, every class you take, everything they say, you're going to be in your head. You're going to be like, I already learned all this fucking shit on YouTube. And you're going to drop out, and you're going to get your aviation license on YouTube, because they're going to have that shit by then. It's the future.
Get a pilot's license on YouTube.
Nah, get out of here. What your name was?
Alana.
Alana, you have a good rest of your life. I believe in you. I think you got a good future ahead of yourself. But
thank you.
You just got to not look at Timon and Pumbaa as your role models.
That is true. Okay, well,
Good
thank
night,
you for
Alana.
the info. Good night.
Call from
Fox.
Fox.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing well despite how my week is going. What about you, man?
How's your week going, Fox?
Just the troubles of employment, my friend.
Employment or lack thereof?
Lack thereof, yeah.
Where have you been applying to, like, jobs and stuff?
Yeah, I was working a couple places, but they, kind of sucked my soul, you know?
They sucked your soul. Tell me about these places that sucked your soul.
Gas station jobs are, I'm not a fan, I gotta say. I don't know, 'cause I get the creatures of the night, you know? And my gas station sold really cheap beer, so we really got those creatures, I'll tell you.
Tell me about some of these creatures. I mean, who were the soul suckiest?
Oh, man. Well, my favorite one, his name was Frankie. Like, he always had an 8-ball in his hand. And he, honestly, he was just a crackhead with good advice. But most of them would basically assault me.
You said he was a crackhead with good advice.
Yeah.
Can I hear some of the advice he gave you?
Yeah, he was like my own little local therapy gecko, except he was way less cool. I don't know, I would have relationship problems, and he would sort of talk me through, you know. My girlfriend wasn't talking to me, and he was like, have confidence in your relationships, man. Gotta go, gotta split. And I'm like, you know what? That guy knows what he's talking about.
Do you think he does? Do you think, I mean, it could be possible that he was a just well-traveled, well-experienced guy who, knew a thing or two about relationships.
You know, I think you might be right. But, something that I never got advice for was, I kind of feel lost without purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I feel you. Sorry. You feel lost without purpose.
Yeah, man. Because, I do music and stuff, and, I guess I try to be a good person to the people in my life. But, I don't know. I'm kind of searching for, direction, you know?
You do music. What kind of music do you do?
Definitely metalhead. I just like to be loud on stage, and, I don't know.
Have you been performing at all? You do any live shows?
Well, not a whole lot ever since the pandemic, but I got a few gigs that I did. But before 2020 and stuff like that, I was playing a good show at least once a month,
That's awesome. Do you do, I'm not a music promotion expert, but what you got a Spotify, you do your
I wish. Honestly, I should probably figure that kind of stuff out, probably get my stuff out there,
Yeah, man.
'Cause, I guess it's like a band / solo project, but it's called Wichita. But I don't know, man. I should probably promote myself or something. That'd probably give me something more to do,
Yeah, I mean, look at it as a project, Do you use TikTok?
Yeah, oh, dude, I love TikTok. It has the best shit posts.
You gotta promote your music on TikTok. I know I'm getting all specific, but I feel like, for me, in times when I've lost purpose, it's getting specific that helps,
Yeah, I actually discovered you through TikTok. I honestly found you on TikTok, and I saw you as this borderline pagan god that I must tonight's actually the first night I actually joined your stream.
Hell yeah, welcome, dude.
Yeah, man, I'm loving it here. I think I'll be here 3 times a week.
What did you say your name was again?
Fox, Foxx. My mom named me after the X-Files.
Is your real name's Fox? I thought that was like I remember now. I thought it was a stage name of some kind.
Oh, well, a lot of people do think that, but that's like dead ass my real name.
Damn, now you really gotta be a musician now because Fox is a cool ass name for a metalhead guy.
Oh man, that honestly, dude, you saying that, like that really means a lot.
Dude, I mean, if you're lost, if you're having trouble with purpose, I mean, I think taking on a project that's. I mean, when I've had times when I'm feeling that way, I mean, getting lost in a project has been the best thing. And I feel like you've got a project. You got a good project on your hands. You know, you make music. Yeah. You want to go out and promote it.
I just need to get. I think I just need to get some more musicians to like maybe long term do stuff with me. I think that's my main problem.
I mean, you said you have a little bit of a solo project going on, right? When you talk about Wichita, was that a solo project or is that a band?
Yeah, I mean, it's technically both. I sort of just I like write all the stuff and I sort of find people that vibe with it and we just like go buck wild, you know?
Dude, if I were you, I'd start promoting myself on TikTok, and not just the music, like you as a person, as a musician, not just the set, because that's what I feel like what people like is they like not just the music, but they like identifying with the person that's making it.
Yeah, sort of like a cult of personality kind of thing.
A little bit, yeah. You know, I mean, if I were you, I would be like, on TikTok telling these stories about these creatures that you've encountered at the gas station.
Yeah, man.
I think that they could be at the very least, even if I'm not even saying like, oh, you should do this like because it'll take off and you'll make $1 million or anything, but just like it's cool as something to do.
Yeah. Hey, could I like write a song about you? Like I feel like I need to.
If you write a song about me, I'm coming to hear you perform it live, and I'll come as the Gecko and fucking we'll mosh, dude.
Dude, honestly, if I make it big, I will straight up shout you out like every single concert. Like you, honestly, you reinvigorated my drive, like to do all this.
Good, man. When's your next show?
Oh man. I honestly wouldn't be able to say because I really need to get a drummer. But it shouldn't be.
Who in the chat is let's fucking get this man a drummer, dude. Who drums in here?
Yeah, man, I'm a Central PA band looking for some drums, man.
Oh fuck! I just talked to a Philadelphia guy last night who's in like the punk scene. I don't know if he drums, but where can we find you anywhere? I'm curious. Where can we find if we wanted to find your music or anything?
All right.
Where could if someone in here is a drummer and they want to reach out, where do they reach out?
So the shitty stuff that I upload on my own time on my YouTube channel, it's Fox the Rated X Exorcist.
How many X's in the Fox? 2 X's?
FOXX.
FOXX, the X-rated Exorcist.
Yeah, I made that up myself while I was very under the influence.
I like that as a stage name. That's fun.
Yeah, because like I didn't want to go for just Fox like on stage. I'm like, nah, I have to be like some type of thing, you know?
Fox, the X-rated Exorcist. Everyone go check out Fox, the X-rated Exorcist.
Yeah, man, you're Therapy Gecko, and I'm Fox, the Rated X Exorcist, you know? I low-key stole that title from The Edge, the Rated R Superstar, but nobody needs to know that.
I won't tell anyone.
Well, honestly, I couldn't thank you enough.
Dude, thank you for calling in, man. I hope you have a good rest of the night. I hope if someone out there is a drummer, reach out to this man. Comment on one of his YouTube videos. I saw you on the Gecko thing, and let's form a band.
Dude, I love you.
I love you too, Fox. You have a good night.
You too, man.
Call from
Carlos.
Carlos?
Oh, hey there.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I just turned on your stream.
That's cool.
I'm digging the whole space thing. I'm a big Star Wars fan, so I wish there would be like a Star Wars movie where there's geckos in space. I think that'd be awesome.
Carlos, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with you?
You know, man, I just I don't know. This whole COVID thing has just been a crazy time for me, and my cat just vomited all over my carpet because I gave her cat grass, and it's been a tough time. My cat's getting ready to move. A lot of anxiety
Your cat's
going
getting
on.
ready to move, like without you, like moving out.
Oh no, she's
They're
coming
going
with
to college.
Me. No, I'm moving to another state. So
why has COVID been so difficult for you, Carlos?
Because I deal with a lot of traffic for my job. So as far as like people go, so
You deal with a lot of traffic, you said.
Yeah, a lot of like customer traffic.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, if the problem with your job is traffic, I feel like COVID would help because you get to work from home. You don't have to go out into traffic.
That's true too. I'm outside, I guess, but no, I have to
You deal with a
people
lot of
inside.
customer traffic. What
Yes.
do you work as?
I work as a person at a grocery store type thing, so I see a lot of people going through.
All right. I need to know, what is the difference between a grocery store type thing and a grocery store?
Nothing really. I just didn't know what to say. Yeah, I pretty much work at a grocery store.
You work at a grocery store.
Correct.
You know what you should do? You should open a competing grocery store, and then you'll get your first customers by talking shit about you work at the current grocery store, you talk shit about that grocery store, you tell people, hey everyone, this grocery store sucks. I only work I work here, but I'm trying to get a job at the new grocery store. That's where I get all my groceries for because it's a much better grocery store. And then people will be like, holy shit, really? And then you're like, yeah, I work here. The people spit in the food. The owners are terrible people. Just talk massive amounts of shit on the current grocery store that you work at. Drive all the traffic to your grocery store. You keep all the profits.
Do you think I should, how many people do you think I should employ? Should I just work by myself, or do you think, the way I gain all those profits, or should I, get one or two people here and there?
That's kind of tough now that I'm thinking about it. Well, you could automate it. You could get, the self-checkout. You could just have it just be those.
Okay. So I'll have to manage the self-checkout too, just to make sure people are paying for their stuff too.
Yeah, you know how to code?
I'm sure I can figure it out. That there's
You know
YouTube.
what you should do?
So.
You should put some video games in the self-checkout of your grocery store, and that way you can be like, when you're talking shit about the grocery store you work at now, you can be like, I know this new grocery store, it's way better. They got video games in the self-checkout thing. And then people got video games, and you'll be like, you got to go to find out, but someone told me they got Sonic the Hedgehog.
Dude, actually,
and by the way, Carlos
really
is a good name for a grocery store.
Ooh, okay. Okay, I'm a big gamer, so I enjoy a lot of video games. I just watched a few Let's Players play that Village Resident Evil game.
I love
and
it.
I think yeah, I'll have the video games on that self-checkout, so as you're checking out,
and then you
can
get
play
the Let's Players you watched, you get them to come and record their next episode at your grocery store. Influencer marketing.
These are all great ideas. I need to get a pen right now.
Listen, Carlos, so I think you're gonna do fine. All right, I love you very much, and I hope that you continue on this path because I believe in you.
I love you too, man. Thanks for all the insight and thanks for all the advice. I think I'm gonna.
Of course, Sonic the Hedgehog is the greatest game of all time.
I concur.
Thank you, Carlos. You have a good night.
All right, you too. Thanks.
Call from
Dogs.
What?
So what can you do? I
What's
stay
your name?
with Mal.
Mal, I feel like I just interrupted you reciting like a script that you prepared for this call.
Well,
I mean, you really started this out like a monologue.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've got me fully engaged here.
Okay.
So, I'm on the Peloton. I'm gonna hop off.
You're on the Peloton.
I am. But you know, I was gonna call to talk about what I can do, but now I feel like I would like to, you know, reflect upon your most recent phone call, if that's okay.
Sure.
So what can you do? I mean, think about it. You probably have, and I don't know everything. I'm just brainstorming here. No pun intended.
Wait, how is that a pun?
Sorry, because of like your background in the clouds.
I don't think that
Wow.
the clouds aren't. They don't really. I don't think that these are like stormy clouds.
Lyle, you're the only person I've talked to today besides people on the computer, so I apologize. I got excited.
I have bad
That
news
wasn't
for you.
funny. Okay.
I count as a person on the computer.
I see what you did there.
Do you wish that you talked to more people not on the computer?
I don't care.
I mean, the majority. Look, the majority of the people I talk to, I think, are probably on. I think the majority of a lot of people that people talk to are on the computer. Like, if you talk to more people on your Instagram DMs and text messages than you have face to face, those I think count as internet people.
Either way, it's like, even online, I talk to maybe like 7 people, and then in real life, we could slap that down to a 2 or 3, depending on the day.
2 or 3 is pretty good. Who are the 2 or 3 people?
My best friend, my siblings. My parents call me, but I don't pick up or call back.
See, if you talk to your parents over the phone, I think that at that current point in time, they count as internet people.
Really?
Yes.
Why would you say that?
Because you're talking to them over the internet. Well, I mean the phone.
Essentially.
Unless you're like on a Discord call with them. But that doesn't really matter.
No.
The method,
Yeah,
the medium in which you choose to have the conversation is irrelevant to me.
Yeah, you know, it's really like the nature of the relationship. Like, if I only know you from the computer, you're internet people. If, you know, you gave birth to me or something, then I'm going to go ahead and just say you're like your person in my life.
What did you say her name was? Nicole?
Mal, but very close.
Mal, what can you do?
Well, I could do a lot better, not gonna lie.
You could do a lot better.
I feel ashamed of myself, but also I feel like kind of proud of myself, like haha, because I don't really try or like do anything, but I'm still like living a fairly decent lifestyle.
How would you define a fairly decent lifestyle?
I mean, I have a good job. I just started my own nonprofit organization. I have 2 to 3 friends. Well, you know, siblings count as friends, I think. I'm not handicapped. I have all my limbs.
It's good to have all your limbs. I agree.
Sometimes I imagine if you were just missing a thumb or something.
I know, it'd be terrible.
Like, I literally
try
wouldn't
actually
even...
all the time. I've been doing this new exercise. I actually sometimes I meditate upon the idea of like just not having arms and legs. Like, I really try to imagine that I've been kidnapped by someone and they've cut off my arms and legs. I like really like ruminate on it, and like I really put myself there, and I like just think about how sad I would be if that happened to me, if I didn't have arms and legs anymore, and like how all I would want if I were in
What
that
do you do?
situation, is to have all I would want is to have my arms and legs back, and then I wake up and I'm like, oh my, it's happened! I got my arms and legs back. I have a new refined gratitude for my life, for my arms, for my legs. I can make coffee and play video games.
Legs. I've got the arms.
Well, listen,
You're not
Maddie,
gonna believe this, buddy.
What am I not gonna believe? Tell me what I'm not gonna believe.
I ruminate upon the same thing as well.
It's a helpful rumination. I've told some people this, and they tell me something that I don't like. They tell me, "Oh, but you're manifesting it." That's total bullshit. There's no way.
I mean, well, I don't know anything about that, but
I don't know anything about that either. I don't know anything about anything on the green guy on the computer, dude.
I'm a literal nobody. I'm not even green or on the computer. I'm just a basic white bitch sitting here on my Peloton drinking whiskey. Like, this is so dangerous. If I died tonight, no one would even find my body for 4 days. But regardless, I think we, at the end of the day, our conversation could just say, we got to be grateful. Let's just be grateful we have our limbs, and that should be enough.
I agree. Well, thank you so much for coming into my stream, Maddie. You have a wonderful rest of the night.
Thank you so much, man. I love you. Bye.
Call from
Brando.
Like Marlon.
Oh, hello. Let me quickly pause my stream here. How's it going?
It's going great. You have a wonderful, succulent voice.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, I have a thing that I wanted to talk to you about that I'm experiencing right now at this very moment.
Okay. I'd love to hear it.
It is that when I am going to meet someone or talk to someone that has a large following, I usually get a little bit anxious. And I like to, because I know that they're people and they're just trying to live their lives. But I feel like they interact with so many people that I'm bothering them.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If I were to start a Twitch stream in which the whole point of it was for people to call in, and then when people did, I felt annoyed by them, I would be the biggest fucking douche in the entire planet Earth. And you know what? That's a possibility. I could be the biggest douche in the... If that were true, and I am the biggest douche in the entire world, then you shouldn't be nervous. You shouldn't care about my approval of you because I'm a douche.
That is true. I appreciate that.
How often do you say this is as you the way you're talking about it is like it's something that you encounter often? How often do you find yourself in this situation?
Pretty often. I wouldn't say too often. I guess like aside from like big people, I sometimes feel it with just like strangers, But
yeah,
as
I was
person,
gonna say, I feel like I was wondering how much does this have to do with like, I mean, the internet is stupid, but how like when you're just talking to people.
When I'm talking to people, I usually am not a fan of when the conversation comes to a halt. But like, I know that dead air isn't the worst thing possible, and I don't know. I feel like I'm always conflicting with myself because I get these stresses and these feelings, but I'm like, nah, I'm being stupid to myself. Yeah.
You know what a big problem is? It's funny because I don't know if it's a problem, but an interesting thing I observed is like, all right, you can, when you get nervous or whatever, your heart starts like you feel very physical effects to it. And I've learned no matter how hard you in your head, you're like, why the fuck am I feeling this right now? I'm not. No matter how hard you try to outthink the way that being nervous makes you physically feel, you just can't do it. It's weird. Like you can't do it. You can't outthink your central nervous system.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little bit of that right now. It's calming down a little bit though. I feel like there's always the initial wave, but like continuing the conversation with you makes it better.
Oh, exactly. Exactly. Look, if we sit on the phone, look, if you and I sat here and talked for an hour, you know, by 30 minutes, I feel like, you know, you still wouldn't feel that way. We'd just be on the phone. I hope that, I mean, I don't know. How do you feel now?
I've chilled out a little bit. Yeah.
You know what's funny is sometimes, like, I'll go and I'll call. I wanted to get a sense of how it feels to be on the other side of the phone. I've been calling into people's RPAN streams when they have the phone line, and the following thing, it doesn't matter to me. Like, if they have, like, even if there's like 50 people, it's funny because when I do this, I never feel nervous. But the other night I was calling into someone else's stream, and I felt nervous calling into their stream, which was weird. And I literally thought to myself, I'm like, this is weird. Why do I feel nervous right now? I talk to people in front of people all the time. Why do I feel nervous? But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you can't outthink your central nervous system. It doesn't abide by logic. It just is what it is.
Yeah. I guess I can't exactly escape it then. But, like,
no, you can't.
I don't want to, like, I guess, make people feel just as anxious as I do, like, with the energy that I'm giving off. I guess.
Do you feel as though you're making me anxious right now? Do you worry that you're making me anxious right now?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think it was mainly because you just mentioned that you go through the same issue when calling in other streams.
Dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to call the Toad last night.
Oh.
He's pissed off at me.
Oh, really?
Do you know the Toad?
I've seen the Toad, but I have not sat down and gave him a good watch.
I watched him the other day. He's pissed. He hates me, dude. He's pissed off at me.
Oh, dang. So is that one of the haters you wish would call in?
Oh, I love Cesar. Yeah, that would be interesting. But I tried to call him, and I was like nervous. I'm like, why the fuck am I? I had the same. I was like, why the fuck am I nervous to fucking talk to the Toad? And I'm like, and I was just, but not even that. I've called into, I've called into other streams, and I get nervous. It's weird, right? It doesn't make any. It doesn't make any sense. But you can't out the central nervous system does not care about logic.
Okay. I'll try to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
In the list of things of me trying to override that, but I can't eventually.
Well, listen, what'd you say your name was?
My name is Brando.
Brando. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Brando, and
Yes, I will take the advice to slight heart, but not too much.
Good. That's exactly what I'd love. I love to hear that. That's fantastic. Yeah. Take it to heart enough that you get the value of it, but that if it ends up being bad advice, and you don't blame me.
I won't.
Okay,
it was my choice to do it. Yeah.
You're right. It was. I love you, Brandon. I'll talk to you soon.
Yep, love you too. Wink.
Call from
Ariana.
All right, we have Alana and Ariana.
Hello?
Ariana. Ariana.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes. Did
Can
you
you
turn
hear
off
me?
your stream? I can hear you now.
Yeah, my stream is good.
Who
Hello,
are
you know what? Huh?
What?
Oh, I'm good. I was going to say, actually, I'm proving your theory wrong. I was actually expecting to be here. So, your whole theory about not thinking you're going to get on stream didn't work, so.
You know, I love when my theories are proven wrong. I love when I want my credibility to be as low as humanly possible, because then no one will ever trust me or expect anything from me ever, and that will equate to greater freedom for myself. You know,
Exactly.
if you have a past of having theories and all your theories are always correct, people are going to be looking at you. They're going to be like, "So what's your theory on this?" And you can be like, "Fuck, I don't know anything." But if you're just a dumb idiot green guy walking around being dumb, you can just live life and no one will ever expect anything from you ever. So I actually really appreciate you debunking my theory.
I mean, if you think about it, like, what makes a person qualified to have theory? Like, really?
I think what makes a person qualified to have theory is past performance, having theories in the past that have been good and proven true. That's one thing. I don't know.
I mean,
going to
watching,
being YouTube certified in theories. Ariana, what the hell is wrong with you?
You know what? Everything.
Everything? Pick one thing.
Yeah. I feel like my anger.
Your anger. What are you angry at?
I don't know. I guess everyone. I think everyone just pisses me off.
So let's pick one person. We picked one thing, and now let's pick one person.
One person.
Give me one, but you don't have to give me a fake name.
You know, my neighbor.
It has to be someone you know. It could be someone you encountered in the wild, a stranger, someone cut you off in traffic. You saw someone be mean to someone. Just anyone. Who do you hate? Give me one person.
You know what? There's just so many, but if I have to say someone, I guess my neighbor. I have like a neighbor that he's just so annoying.
Your neighbor. He's so annoying. You have an annoying piece of shit neighbor that's the most annoying fucking person in the entire planet and deserves to die. What do you hate about them?
So funny story. So this guy also has anger issues, and he was actually a sub from my high school. And he was just those annoying subs that like just think that they are like great or whatever. So like
subs, you said substitute. He was a substitute teacher at your high school.
Yes, a substitute teacher. Yeah,
but
and
how
like
old are you, Ariana?
18.
All right. All right. So he was a substitute teacher at your high school.
Yes, and like, who does shit when you have a fucking substitute teacher? Like, no one wants to pay attention to school, right? So, I'm just like listening to my music in class, and this man's just like yelling at us. So he actually got fired for fighting someone, and then turns out he like lives next door to my house, and so I'm neighbors with the sub.
All right, so he got arrested. He quit his job. He got fired for fighting. So who'd he fight? He fought a student?
Yeah, like in the hallway.
What the fuck did they fight over?
Well, you know what? I go to like this really bad school, and it's just like gang people. They just fight over anything.
So you're telling me that this sub was in a gang and he encountered a student that was in an opposing gang and they fought?
Yeah, honestly, he could have. He's the type of dude to do that.
I don't see where you come into this. I don't see where you're involved. Because just the thing, you're too upset about this for how far removed from the situation you are. All right, Ariana, can I bring something? Can I propose a theory here?
Sure.
Since I'm so into theories. All right, I think if you really can't think of anyone that you hate, I think you actually don't hate everyone. Because I think if you did, you could name a lot of people that you hate.
I do. I do dislike people. It's just like...
No, you didn't say you dislike people. You said you hate them.
Well, yeah, I do.
I don't think you do. Because if you did, you'd be able to tell me a lot of people that you hate. Ariana, I actually think you have a lot of love in your heart. Ariana, look, I think you have a lot of love in your heart, actually. I think that for whatever reason... You want to appear tough, Ariana, but look, Ariana, you're not tough. You're a big softie. You have a lot of love in your heart. I think you actually love everyone. I think you want everyone to succeed. All right, I think you actually believe in God and you believe in His teachings that say to love your neighbor. And I commend you in your following and practices of God's teachings, Ariana. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
Of course. You've Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
No.
I guess the
Okay.
chat's being really mean.
Don't look at the chat. All right. There's no chat. The only chat going on right now is between you and me, Ariana. You have a wonderful rest of the evening.
You too. Call from
Bradley.
Bradley?
Yes, it is. How's it going?
Bradley, what the hell is wrong with you?
Well, there's a lot.
You know, Bradley, you know what, Bradley? Everyone always fucking says that, and then when I ask them, name one thing, they can't do it.
Oh, no, I can tell you a lot of things. My mental health is garbage.
Oh, no.
Social life is garbage. Relationships are garbage, or, well, lack of relationships.
Your
are
social
garbage.
life is garbage. Why is your social life garbage?
Partially it's my fault, simply because I'm a hermit. I don't really try to put myself out there. Yeah. The main issue, though, is relationships.
How old are you?
Me, I'm 26.
Your main issue is relationships. You know what I found is that okay, your social. I feel like I feel like it's important to have friends before you have a significant other, because I'm so like it's important to have your own life before you find a relationship, because first of all, it's like, no, I don't think anyone. Here's the thing. I think is that if you put yourself out there to try to date someone and you're like, I need this, and you have this thing of like, look, I need this to work out because this is in my master plan to be the foundation upon which I build my entire life. This is a scary proposition for a lot of people to accept. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, certainly, yeah.
So I would put that on the back burner before you and try to figure the other stuff out first. That's all. I'm not an expert. I don't know anything. I'm a dumb green man, but
yeah.
I would put that on the back burner and figure out the other stuff
say
first.
that I don't have friends. I do have a very select few. I'm just very, I guess, picky about who I hang out with and associate with.
Interesting. Tell me about this pickiness. Tell me about why you're picky. Picky in what way? What are your qualifications? What does someone need to be friends with you?
I know it's going to sound awful, but I guess it's in the sense of, are they worth my time? Is it going to be worth investing myself in this person? Am I going to get something out of it? Not necessarily anything wrong. I guess more like a dependable relationship, whether it be an actual relationship or a friendship in the long term. If not, what's the purpose of being with them?
Look, I know you said that that's going to sound rough, but I actually think that that's very smart play to make.
Well, you're the first person to say that, then.
No, I think it is. No, I actually think it is a smart play to make, because a lot of people have friends that they don't like.
Yeah.
People have friends that they don't like because they don't make that play that you just described of saying, is this person worth my time? So they hang out with them just because, like, I don't know, people have people they hung out with and they don't like, and they never stop to be like, they never stopped to do what you just described and literally go, is this person worth my time? And if you like hanging out with someone, then they are worth your time. Now, if you said to me, is this person worth my time because, can they get me a record deal or whatever, then I'd be like, then yeah, that's stupid. But that's not, I don't think that's what you're doing. You're literally asking yourself, is this person worth my time? I'm the first person that told you that what have other people been telling you?
That it's very pretentious. It kind of makes me seem like I'm a very hateful person, even though I'm really not. It does take me a while to warm up to a certain person, but once I do, I'm kind of like, I've known you my entire life, essentially.
I didn't get a sense that you're a hateful person from that.
Oh, really?
No, don't listen. No, please don't listen to anyone who tells you that you're a hateful person, because you want to evaluate who you spend your time with instead of just blindly spending your time with anyone. Because people have friends that they hate because of that.
Yeah. I mean, why waste your time? I mean, that's your time that you're wasting, and like the previous person said, it's very finite.
Yeah. No, life's too short to not do what you're describing. Okay, so you're picky. But I mean, that's good. So you have a few friends. So I'm assuming that whoever... And by the way, friendship I don't think should be measured in quantity. You said you have a few friends, right?
Yeah.
So I assume that
there's very
because...
few ones that I actually depend on and I know that I can turn to at a moment's crisis.
That's wonderful. Some people don't even have that. I mean, that's wonderful because, all right, because you have such strong vetting systems in place, everyone that's left is someone that you're spending time, that you truly enjoy spending time with.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's
Certainly.
wonderful. I like that for you.
Well, thank you. It's nice to hear some validation on that for once instead of me making self-doubt.
Who tells you that, you know, that's stupid?
It's been people I've associated with in the past, coworkers, which I know that you're not really supposed to take that to heart. I have had several family members tell me the same thing. For instance, I guess my father, I guess is who you would want to associate or call that name by. He's always told me that I'll end up lonely just because of how picky I am. And I'm like, but would it be worth spending the rest of your life with someone who does not make you happy just because you don't want to be lonely?
Look, nah, dude. Nah, man. Don't listen to your father if he's telling you that shit. Don't listen to your dad if he's telling you that shit.
Definitely going to be able to go to bed a lot easier tonight.
Okay, I'm glad, because I can understand why people would think that that's pretentious, but I think it's smart. I think it's smart to be careful about who you spend your time with.
Yeah.
Listen, what'd you say your name was?
Bradley.
Bradley, look, good luck to you, man. You have a wonderful rest of the evening.
Well, thank you. I will. I'll tune in again soon.
Rock and roll, man. Talk to you soon.
You too. Bye-bye.
Call from
Diego.
Diego.
What's up, Gecko?
How are you, Diego?
I'm good, dude. This is my first time seeing your stream. I finally committed and put it on, you know? Wanted to see what was up in the full thing.
And how's it been going so far?
It's been interesting, dude. You've got some range. I like it. It's enticing. It's pretty nice.
Thank you. I'm very flattered by that.
How's life with you?
Diego, I have a question for you.
Ask.
What can you do?
I don't know, man. That's one of the many questions, and it comes down to what I wanted to ask you today. Because I'm turning 27 in 2 days, man. I'm like doing work that I don't necessarily care about, but it's financially stable, and you know, the thoughts of just running away and just chasing dreams and all of this just opens up all the questions. And it's like, dude, what can I do to like stop asking so many questions and start answering them, you know?
Interesting. Okay, so you say you ask too many questions. So tell me some of these questions you're asking.
I don't know. Is it like, should I move apartments because I've already been here long enough for something, or should I drive around the country but now there's COVID and all this crap, or should I change a job now, or do I risk it with the blah blah blah? The list just starts going off, you know, and then it's like too much.
Let me ask you. So, have you? I mean, what do you value? What do you want to do with your life? I found. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
No. Go for it. You found what?
Well, I was going to say, I found recently, I've been thinking about this lately, is all these like very tangible decisions, right? Of, should I drive across the country? Should I do this? Should I do that? I feel like they get easier once you get a little bit less tangible in terms of thinking about what you want. Like, you know, I've decided I value three things right now in my own life, at least at where I'm at in my own. I mean, these values are elastic and they change as I, get older or anything. But I've sort of decided like what I value, what I want out of life right now in a very like intangible, general, non-specific sense. And then my more specific decisions of should I do this, should I do that, are a little bit easier because I make those decisions with those general values in mind. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess, make it more abstract so it's less, constricting, if you will.
Yeah. So, like, this thing of I want to drive across the country, when you're thinking about what you want out of life in a general sense, if you've decided one of your core values is that in your life you would like adventure.
Exactly.
Adventure is a value
yeah, I just
of
want
you.
an experience. Yeah, I want adventure. I want stories to tell later,
Of course. Then I think that once you've decided that that is something you want, I think you can make decisions with that in mind. What kind of adventures do you want to go on?
I want to, I don't know, I want to chase music, I want to chase the weird scene of just meeting people at shows and different, I don't know, it's, ever since I fell in love with like the 60s, 70s gypsy, hippie entourage feel, it just brought me a lot of joy. And I just liked when people, I don't know, they just had, it seems like they had less on their plate, so they just fucking went for it,
What's on your plate right now?
No, I don't know, like, keep the family in touch, the job, like, trying to keep a normal social life, trying to have a healthy relationship, trying to. I don't know if I'm like overreaching myself or like spreading too little butter over too much bread type deal. But sure. I feel like I don't know if it was me thinking that life was simpler in a time when I didn't even experience, but I don't know. I guess I envy the people that somehow have the courage to really do drastic change.
Well, I mean, what do you... I mean, I don't know. If I were you, man, and no one has, the real answers to these questions. I'm just sort of thinking here. But, if you were to work backwards and do that thing that I was talking about of defining what you want out of life, so if you were like... Okay, for example, I'll use mine. Like, I want to have adventures, build community and relationships, and make things and be creative. And so I try to live my life based off of those three things and make sure I'm prioritizing doing things that serve those three things. And, if you look at your life and you look at what you value, are the things that you're doing matching up with those values?
Yeah, I can do that. We'll try to do that.
Do you feel like they are?
At some extent. I think I'm giving too little time to those. Like, I don't do it out of my entire week, per se. Maybe a third of it is spent doing what I actually like.
What do you spend the majority of your time doing?
Well, like I said, 9 to 5, keeping the house clean. The ritual.
Are you single?
No.
Do you have any kids?
No, not yet.
Okay.
And that's another question. It's like, should I be now? I'm the only kid. Am I supposed to have already had? It's just like a bombardment of questions. And I know I'm not supposed to judge myself, but it unless I'm like truly enjoying myself, say meditating or something where I'm completely like in the now and not getting boggled down, it's hard for me to try to go by the day without like having 10,000 questions in my mind,
Interesting. See, that I think a lot about the flow state. You know what the flow state is?
Oh, dude, the flow, at least for me, the flow is in the general section of a pit in the music when I'm completely just, when you're yourself, and everything's working and the night goes as planned, what you're doing, what you want, you know that you don't need more because whatever you have there is enough. Like, it's hard to extend that. And I guess I just envied people that made enough drastic change to guarantee that the most of their time is spent doing that, as opposed to it being a hobby for me or like a thing I have to wait for an event or something, instead of, no, this is my life. And I think the adventure comes with that when you arrive to that point through the journey, but I guess what I'm saying is what, you know, like, and what you said was true. I guess I just need to take a honest, unbiased look if what I'm doing is actually aligning with what I want and move from there.
You know, I'm not an expert, but can I ask you a couple? What do you do for a living?
I like provide IT service for like trading software. So it's like stocks and brokerage, and it's like
interesting. Because I don't know, man. If I were you, I mean, I would talk to your significant other about this because that's a whole big thing. But
yeah,
I mean, look, if you feel like
she's like, make the changes, you know, start looking for jobs, and then I guess what stops is like, you know, all the doubt of, well, is it a good decision to do this in the pandemic? Should you do this if you're this comfortable how you are? Like, can you afford having to be less comfortable? It's like questions from everywhere, dude, that I would never come up with until they pop in my head.
Yeah, I mean, look, financially, you know, what I would do is just look at everything that you spend money on and how much you can downgrade it. You know, can you live in a shittier place to save up more money so that you can quit your job and go travel and do what you want to do? And then, you know, do you have the skills in an industry that, like, you can get a new one when you're done? And also, I still feel like you're pretty young. I know a lot of people say that 27 is old or whatever, but it's
yeah. I can't tell if this is
not.
like a midlife or quarter crisis or whatever label you want to put it. I don't know. You know, it's like that's the main reason I wanted to call you today, because I was like, well, I mean, I'm turning 27. I might as well do this now before I get any older.
I think so too. Especially since you don't have any fucking kids. If we were talking and you had kids, I'd be like, yeah, I have no idea. You're fucked. But you don't have kids. How amazing! You don't have kids.
I know.
You're 27.
Dude,
you don't have kids. Do you have a mortgage?
Yeah.
Do you rent? Do you buy? What really is tying you down? You have rent, but you don't have mortgage.
I guess myself. I guess that's what I mean. It's just me not making the moves, I guess. I don't know if it's just self-doubt or just being too comfortable or just... Because I think if I take a hard look at my life, most of the biggest change I wasn't the catalyst for. I was just along for the ride, and I had to learn how to enjoy it. So I don't know if I'm just too comfortable. So I guess I'm just looking for that drive, you know, that, like I said, like the people back then just fucking went for it.
I mean, I think you should do it. I think you should just go for it. I mean, because look, what's the worst heck? I don't know. Sort of. I don't really know the books on your financial situation, but I mean, I would just be like,
it's not.
right.
It's not. I'm not saying that I'm, fucking in the ritz or anything, but it's like also I've come to become
like, what is the worst thing that could happen to you?
Just it not working out, and then me trying something else. It's not that bad.
Like the worst thing you're not gonna die.
Yeah,
and you don't have
exactly.
kids. If you had kids, you'd be fucked. But you don't have kids.
Yeah.
You can fail. You can, you have room to.
True.
You're really only responsible for yourself right now. And look, if you have a long-term thing and you're eventually gonna want kids, I feel like you're in the best position right now to do what you want to do. If I were you, I would go do it.
Yeah.
And you're not like a fucking, like I got friends who are like going to be in medical school for the rest of their fucking.
I know, dude.
Whatever. And like they're fucked. They can't do anything. But if you have an IT job, you can fucking go. You can get a new one.
Exactly.
Go do it.
Yeah.
Do the thing. You're going to die, man. I really think you got to do the thing.
Yeah. That's the thing, man. Once existentialism comes in, it's like, I don't know why I'm not doing it. So
go do the thing. What'd you say your name was?
I just needed to hear Diego.
Diego, I'll see you on the fucking road, my friend.
Dude, I enjoyed this very much. I hope you have a great night, Gecko.
Of course,
I will
man.
see you on the road.
Of the night.
Peace, brother.
Therapy Gecko's on the line, taking your phone calls every night. Therapy Gecko's doing it right. He's teaching you how to live your life, but he's not really an expert.